Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. We are here tonight for our final pre-season event of Season 10. We are of course at the mountain for Bathurst. My name is Lenosis and joining me in the commentary box tonight is your Category 2 race director, the Banker. How are we doing tonight?
Hey, Lenosis, hi everyone. Yeah, welcome. Really looking forward to this. The last pre-season race with the start of Season 10 imminent. So yeah, really looking forward to this. And we've got a great mix of new drivers and returning S1 drivers. And I can tell you from the preliminary practice, the race tonight is wide open. It's at the iconic Bathurst track that Lenosia will tell you a bit about, but we're opened up some strategies for the drivers. So yeah, really looking forward to this on a full distance race run. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it should be pretty alright. We have, we're split up, we've got two lobbies tonight. We've split them into Category 1 and Category 2. That'll help us get a good idea of where to place people for the round 1 at Maggiore in a couple of weeks' time. But for now, this is the situation. We are, of course, at Bathurst. It's going to be a 10-minute qualifying, which will start momentarily, followed by a 21-lap race. We have 3 times tyres, 4 times fuel, with a 3 litre per second refuel rate. Of course, we are at the mighty Mount Panorama here in Bathurst. 23 turns, 6.213 kilometres. It's one of our favourite tracks here in S1 and in Australian motorsport. So it's going to be a good one tonight. I can just feel it. Last time we had a pre-season race here at Bathurst was all the way back in Season 6, and let me say, that was a spectacular race. Some awesome moments there on track. Back with the strategy. We are running 2 compounds this evening. The soft compound and the medium compound. And a little bit of testing, a little bit of practice. It seems like the mediums, they could be worth half a shot if somebody wants to flick them on and go for a run. So we'll see how that pans out in the race that will be starting in about 20 minutes time. But for now, I don't think we've got... Oh, well we might as well. We have some news over the last few days. We announced the driver list. So here is the official driver list for Season 10. And I'm not going to read out every single name, but you can see, you can pause it if you like, but there's the Category 1 drivers and the Category 2 drivers. And then from there, they'll be split into both Group A and Group B, racing groups of each championship. And then we'll go racing on the 9th of February. So not far away now until, I think it's just 20 days. Not very long until the start of Season 10. So set your clocks, put a circle on the calendar, and yeah, we're about to go racing. So I think we're not too far away from qualifying. I believe we have 12 people in the lobby tonight. Is that correct, Banker?
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, a really good mix of new drivers and some very fast ones of those, and some returning drivers that have raced in previous seasons, including Good Doc, who's a bit of a Bathurst specialist. So this will be good to see.
Absolutely. Now, I think the next question is, what have you painted the big button tonight?
Back to tradition. It's green.
Ooh, the big green button. Okay, so I say we're not too far away from qualifying. If everyone's ready to go, I reckon we smash that big green button and we go qualifying on the mountain.
Excellent. No worries. I've given them a heads up on the start, so qualifying is underway.
Also, thanks for joining us, everybody, this evening. We see Robert Rice in chat, Foss in chat, and you're in chat as well.
And I'm in chat.
All right, qualifying about to go live. And we are about to start qualifying here at the mountain. First few drivers making their way out on track. Carbon Boy will be the first driver to make his way out of the pit lane. Next we have Madrick. Just behind him we have the new bloke on the block. It is Rudzy. And he makes his, well, I wouldn't say S1 debut, but it's his first race in S1 as a main series driver. Of Of course, it still is the pre-season, but of course this race is closed off to only selected drivers for Season 10. Behind him we have Big J, who off a brilliant championship fight last season in Season 9, taking his maiden S1 win in extraordinary circumstances at Dragon Trail Gardens. He's here tonight, and he's running a nice livery. I think that's based off the 2019-2020 Renault F1 car by the looks of it. It seems like that's what it's sort of going for. Behind him we have Grovel. Same situation as Rudzi. He's out on track tonight. His first drive as a S1 driver, and he's already joined a team, and he's running their livery here tonight. Ironheart Simsport, one of the key signings that Sean Ghost has made in order to make a bid for the championship in Season 10. Right behind him we have Greg's, another new bloke on the block, and he's looking to make an impact here tonight. He was looking so fast last time out at Sardinia. I believe it was a 6th place for him in that race, just behind, he was basically best of the rest apart from the leaders. So he's looking to make an impact here tonight as well. Madrix dropped down a little, just lets the boss go, which, another new guy on the block. We have a lot of new guys here tonight. That seems to be the theme tonight. And the boss, he has joined Blacklight Motorsport, and he's running the beautiful Tyre Power livery on his Renault. Just behind him, he is team owner, the good Doc, who loves Mount Panorama, and he makes his way out on track this evening. I had a feeling I would see his name on the entry list. Just behind them we have Wartime. Yeah. Just behind him we have Wartime, BSR driver last season, and he's re-signed this season to BSR. Crucial part of BSR's title-winning squad last season, which they have remained unchanged, which is good news. Just behind him we have Budsy, who has changed across from... He was racing for REM at the start of the season, and then went to a privateer entry. But he's changed colours, and he's moved to the dark side. I say the dark side. It's more like the CP side of things. And yeah, he's running CP colours tonight. And he joins the blue and white outfit for Season 10. Just behind him, his teammate, Debrev. Rainbow Socks, the other Ironheart driver, will make his way out on track this evening. Bit of a disappointing pre-season so far for Rainbow Socks, but he's looking to pull the finger out tonight and put in a good performance in the spiritual home of Australian motorsport.
Yeah, we got the first driver in the queue, Carbon Boy, just entering Conrod. What we can expect, certainly saw in the preliminary practice, very low 14s. So I think definitely that, but once they get in, and if they do roll the dice as the fuel load lightens with new tyres, I think definitely into the 13s, or maybe even sub if it's a perfect lap. So it'll be very tight, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Under brakes, here comes Carbon Boy. Gets the chase absolutely perfect. He's only got Murray's to go. Stamps on that pedal. Doesn't get it turned in. Oh, a little bit wide of the apex, but no issues on exit. What's the lap going to be? Looked fairly tidy, and it's a 15 flat. Rudzi will be the next across the line. Goes a 15-1. Big J to the top of the times by half a second. Greg goes second. We see more and more times. Good Doc to the top of the times. What a lap from Good Doc. He gets that done by 3/10. But Budsy immediately puts half a second on the field. What a lap from Budsy.
And that's with a full fuel load. So is that Rudzi with a B? I think it is.
Well, that's going to get real confusing. We have Budsy on top, but Rudzi in P7. So pardon us. Please excuse us if we mix up those names at any point of the race tonight. At the moment, P1 and P7 for those guys respectively. So hopefully they're far enough away off track from each other that we don't get too confused. But I think that's still going to happen tonight at some point. It's inevitable. Or if it doesn't happen tonight, it's going to happen at some point during the season.
Yeah, a bit of a moment for Big J out of the cutting. It's probably cost him about 4/10, I think.
Let's see, he's still a while away from the sector split, so we'll have to wait and see as he comes over the skyline there. He is up on his time, so what does that say about his first lap? If he's well and truly made a mistake on this lap, and he's still up by 3/10. Let's see. Into Forest Elbow, dives towards the apex, runs a little wide. It's probably not as tight as he would have liked. He's got Greg's behind him, I should say. Down Conrod now. Right on board with him. As he goes up the hill, over the sector split. What's it going to be? He's only just up on his time. What can he do? Into the chase now. Brakes about the 115 metre mark. Gets it turned in, using all the curb on entry and on exit. Murray's corner to go now. Stamps on that brake pedal. Gets it turned in, that's very tidy. He might have done enough. It's not going to be pole, but he's going to get close. Oh, just goes behind. Good dock there. As the boss goes to second place, Madrick immediately improves by 15 thousandths over the boss.
It's
and as
starting
it
to get
stands,
interesting now. That fuel load's lightning, and still there's life in the tyres.
Absolutely. As there's just under 3 minutes remaining in this session, so everyone's going to get 2 more cracks at it. But Budsy, he's got pole by half a second at the moment, and he's well and truly down through that first sector split. So this will be a ride-off lap. He's going to have to put it all on this final lap in 2 minutes' time. Have a look at Madrick through the cutting now. Turned nicely. And now comes up across the run, across the top of the hill, I should say. Looking nice through there. Over the grate. Oh. Into McPhillamy Park now. Oh, what's the sector split going to be? It's looked very tidy over the top, and he is up on his time. Let's ride on board as he comes down the hill, through the S's and into the dipper now. Very clean from Madrick. Can he find half a second? Into the elbow. Gets it turned. Oh, you can't get any closer than that to the wall on exit. Down Conrod. He might pick up a nice toe from the car in front here. What's the sector split gonna be? He's up by 2/10. He's gonna have to find something magical in the final sector. Through the chase now. Stamps on that brake pedal at the 100 metre board. Gets a turn in. Oh, touch wide at the apex. But he might have been able to counteract that with the late braking. Murray's corner to go. It all
Actually,
depends
the boss
on this
might
corner.
just get Madrick here.
Oh, Big J goes second. So does Greg's. Everyone's fighting for second place. But what can Madrick do? He loses it all in the final sector. It's all gone wrong for Madrick, and he's going to have one more chance at it. Oh, as somebody has gone off the track. I believe that is Rainbow Socks. So we'll have a look on the JSM Accounting action replay. See what happened here. As he came to the chase and just locked up and had to shoot to the inside there and ended up on the grass on the inside there.
And Big J was up 0.054 on the first timing split, which is exactly what he's behind Greg's.
Hey, things are getting spicy here.
And it is the final lap.
It is. So I believe everyone will be on their last lap now. As we're just watching on board with Greg's. Across the top of the hill now through McPhillamy.
We got Carbon stopped on Skyline.
Oh, that's
and
dangerous.
Stalked Big J into the wall.
Oh no. As that's a terrible spot to get the car stuck there.
Yeah, it was just shame. Big J just clipped the grass just fractionally. There's no room for, you get caught like that. But Carbon had nowhere to go. If he went back, he would have, hurt himself and others. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just had a look on the action replay there, and yeah, so easy to do. Ran wide at McPhillamy Park and shot across to that inside wall there, and there's not much you can do, but it's just a terrible spot to get stuck. I mean, nowhere along this track is it any good to actually get stuck, but you got to choose. Skyline's probably one of your worst. Oh, as Budsy hits the wall! That's massive, because that means he might not improve if he's hit the wall there, as somebody is stopped at the top of Skyline, or the S's as well. Let me try and find who that is. It is Rainbow
Budsy's done
Sox
just enough. Greg's and Big J are about 3 to 4 tenths off their best. Unless Big J has a brilliant last corner here.
Budsy's down by 10 seconds, so he's not going to improve. Seeing no improvements across the board. Let's see what Big J does. He's well and truly down. There's no improvements from anyone at the moment. I think, who's still on a lap? No, everyone is well and truly down on their time. So, looks like Budsy, he's going to take pole position by 1/4 of a second over Greg's. Yeah, nobody is on a lap currently.
Just waiting for the timer. We've just got a few to finish.
I believe it's just Rainbow Sox who is approaching the final corner now. But he is about 30 seconds down on his lap time at the moment. And he will cross the line to end qualifying.
All right, I'll just record these results and
let's have a look at our qualifying results for the final preseason race of Season 10. This is how they will be starting in a moment's time. Budsy takes pole position with a 13.827. Greg's just behind, can only mount a 14 flat. Big J will take third on the grid with Madrick alongside. The Boss can only mount a 5th place start tonight with the Good Doc in 6th. Rudsy in 7th. Grovel 8th. Carbon Boy 9th. Wartime 10th. Debrev 11th. And Rainbow Sox will be starting from the back in tonight's race. So yeah, that was a very interesting qualifying session. Things started to shape up at the pointy end, but in that final lap, nobody able to find improvements. So potentially the tyres just showing a little bit of death towards the end. So make sure to go down below and type in your predictions for this one. Nice to see we have 21 viewers at the moment. Make sure to smash that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, really helps us out in the long run. Thank you for all coming out tonight. It's great to see you all here. We have Brocky in the chat, The Stranger, Karen Unleashed. Thanks for coming out, everybody, and supporting the stream. It's looking pretty great tonight. Brilliant qualifying, very, very close, especially up top. We have less than a second separating the top 9. That is just madness. We have Carbon Boy with a 14.8 and Budsy with a 13.8. Like, wow, that's going to be very, very tight. And this car has proven that it has some brilliant racing up its sleeve and on this track. I mean, we're in for a good one, aren't we, Banker?
yeah, absolutely. I've just given the guys the message to make sure they got their start tyres sorted, and I think they will be ready to go. But yeah, this car really lends itself to a variety of driving styles. It can carry a high gear or a low gear through a corner. And quite reasonable aero for a group 4, so can carry good corner speed. It's well suited for the mountain.
Absolutely.
And in traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we look back to round 1 of our pre-season at Maggiore, I mean, the racing we had there was just absolutely spectacular. And Sardinia last week, we saw lots of great racing towards the end of that one. So hopefully the strategy is more or less out the window, or more straight cut for these guys this week. So they should be going at it. There won't be real, or hopefully there's no really conserving and just sitting behind people. We want to see some racing action. That's what we all come here for. So let's see what happens tonight. As we should be ready to go for the 21 laps of Bathurst, of our final pre-season race of Season 10.
Yep, so the guys got the order. I'll push that button now, and Bathurst will deliver. It's a track that never forgives anyone. So we are ready to go.
Also, I might want you to note that Brocky told you that you've got reasonable aero.
Yeah.
Alrighty, here we go. Getting ready. As the cars make their way out on track. Budsy lines up from pole position. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, revs rising. They're out and we're racing here at Bathurst. They barrel down towards the first turn. Greggs looks to the inside and he's going to run Big J out of road just about. Oh, but Budsy gets away. They're 3-4 wide in the background. They're 3 by 3. Look at this. As they head up down towards Griffin's Bend, Mountain Straight for the first time. As Greggs manages to hold on to second place, we have Big J side by side with the Good Doc, who's made a bunch of moves at the start of this one. Down the inside goes Big J on Good Doc, but he backs out. Good Doc runs very, very wide, and he's going to get run a little bit wide, and the boss is going to run on by. They're side by side as they approach the cutting here, the 2 black light drivers. And it looks like Good Doc is going to hold that position over his driver here, as they're side by side still through the cutting. Look at this, as they finally settle themselves down. As they head round through the top of the hill.
Great driving. P5 down to P8 through Griffin. Unbelievable driving there. They were changing positions, but good racing room given.
Absolutely. It's great stuff to see so far. So they come through McPhillippi Park and down into Skyline. Riding on board with the boss at the moment as he heads down through the S's.
Oh,
somebody's gone! Oh
Carbon
no, that's all gone wrong.
Going into the cut.
Oh, there's 3 cars there. That's all gone wrong. Is that 5 cars or so involved in that? I mean, that could be cause for a red flag, but...
Yeah,
oh,
happy to do that if you think. We've still got...
well, you're the race director.
Yeah, I think we will. There were 4 cars involved there.
No worries, so we're calling a red flag here at Bathurst. It's all gone wrong. Coming through the S's, lots of cars involved in that accident. So we will be rerunning that start. Okay, so I think we will go for a quick intermission while we set the grid. Just because it will take a little bit of time to get things sorted. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with the race start once again. So yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back.
Can he do it? He does! Classic cyborg! Whoa! Oh! Drama! That is the best racing you'll ever see.
Hello everybody, we are back and the grid has been formed and we are ready to go racing once again after the red flag restart. So we'll just, we're getting real close to clicking the big green button for the final time tonight, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully we don't have any hiccups this time. It was looking all good until I just think there was that incident coming down Skyline and it just the nature of that corner, one car goes and then all the other cars just pile on in a big pile up, essentially. So
yeah, it's just one of those plays.
It just quite unintentionally can bring a lot of cars into play, and you know it's one of the fastest bits of the track. As you drop over the Skyline in a hard braking zone, it's a bit off camber, so yeah, pretty tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we should be ready to go pretty soon. I think I see all the drivers in their cars and waiting. So what do you say we smash that button?
Button's been hit.
Here we go. Hopefully it's as good the second time as it was the first time.
Yeah, just turn one and through Griffins, and I think we'll be right this time.
Alrighty. As the drivers sitting eagerly on the grid, the light sequence begins. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're out and racing here at Bathurst for the final time tonight. And it looks like Greg's covers off Big J once again as they enter the first turn. And once again, Budsy gets off to a spectacular start. And once again, they're 3 by 3 as they head down Mountain Straight towards Griffin's Bend. Do they sort themselves out? Yes, they do.
2 battle packs for Griffins.
Oh!
Bit of brake lock. Good Doc's gone wide.
Oh no! As I think it was Big J and Good Doc that just came together there. They're all pointing the same direction for the moment though, so that was 2 cars off.
Yeah, the rest have got through in pretty good shape.
So despite hitting the wall there, Big J's very lucky to still be in 5th place at the moment. Across the top of the mountain, through McPhillamy Park, and over Skyline, down the hill. Into the dipper. Does everybody hold it? Oh, looks like they do. Haven't lost anyone for the moment. Into the elbow now. Budsy still holds the lead of the race by 8 tenths over Greggs, but Greggs with that slipstream is closing up big time. Madrick is 1.5 seconds behind these guys ahead. We have Grovel there in P4. Definitely a more tame start than the first time, that's for sure. So we'll take the moment to have a look back on the JSM action replay. Let's see what happened here. As we see Good Doc and Big J as they approach the... okay. So Big J got tapped by Good Dog, and then Good Doc redressed, or tried to redress, but Big J just basically carried on and kept on going. So Good Doc was waiting for somebody who was ahead of him, essentially. So a bit of a misunderstanding there. We dropped Good Doc to the back of the pack, but yeah, Budsy holds the lead of the race at the moment over Greg's in P2 by 6.5 tenths.
Yeah, and a really tight battle between 3, 4, 5 and 6 here at the moment. And Carbon Boys coming up on the tail end of that battle group as well.
Absolutely. Could see a big battle for the podium in a few laps' time, or even now. I mean, they're a little bit far apart to get side by side and knocking doors and wheels, but I mean, oh, look at that. We have Big J and the boss side by, or bumper to bumper, I should say. As soon as there's an overtaking opportunity presenting itself, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the boss try and send one down the inside of Big J.
Certainly a good exit will put him in slipstream down here.
Absolutely. Down Conrod now for the second time. Budsy's managed to put a couple of tenths on Greg's for now, but I don't think Greg's is going to give up that easily. If he can just hold on to that slipstream range, he should be able to mount some attack to Budsy, or just stay there or thereabouts, but Budsy doesn't want a word of it. He wants to get on his bike and get out of there as soon as possible. Madrick has also stretched his legs a little bit over Grovel in 4th place, who has made up a bunch of positions here as well.
Yeah, I think Big J is looking really racy behind him. He had a quick look down the inside at the end of, or coming on to pit straight through Murray's. But now we've got the boss ranging up on the, it will be for the outside of the corner, but ranging up beside on Mountain Straight.
Yeah, this will be a very tough move through Griffins, but it is possible. Let's see if the boss can get that done. Oh, no, he backs out of it. That's probably wise. It's a tough corner, that, Griffins. You really have to have the pace advantage around the outside. You really have to commit earlier because it's cambered on the inside line, but then there's a sort of crest in the middle of the road and it starts to fall away from you and become negative camber on the outside. So if you find yourself on that negative camber, it's really hard to find grip and get past.
Yeah, and you know, I find it one of the harder corners that when you brake to actually hit that turn-in point consistently for optimum speed on the exit. Very hard corner, that one.
Absolutely. Down the hill now through the S's. On board with Madrick. As he fends off
1/10 between Grovel and Big J. Yeah.
Into the elbow now. Do we see a move? Oh, covers it off well there, Grovel.
This has brought Madrick, this battle's bringing Madrick closer.
Absolutely. There's 4 cars in not a lot of space at the moment.
Actually, Big J's got the slipstream here. What will he do? Go left under brakes? Oh, he's inside on the through the chase. and he's done the brakes. He's done well.
Oh my goodness, they're still side by side. Look at this. It looks like Big J is going to get it done. And now that leaves Grovel under a lot of pressure from the boss. Is the boss going to fire it down the inside of Murray's? No, he's not. He thought about it,
Carbon's right up. Carbon Boy's right up in this battle now too.
Absolutely. Look at this all going down. That was a brilliant move from Big J. Most people wait till after the kink of the chase. But Big J, he just sent it. He thought, I'm going to catch him out here. I've got the run. If I lift off now, I'm not going to be able to make a move into the braking zone. So I'll just go it. I'll go side by side, and he's going to have to give way. Let's have a look at that. Once again, Big J just threw it down the inside. But that, of course, meant that he had the outside line. He had it all to do. And he sweeps around the outside, which then becomes the inside line. And he manages to get a car width in front and hold that position over Grovel there, who has been demoted down the order into 5th place now. As we've lost somebody at the back as well. It is Rainbow Socks in 12th place there. Breb there in 11th. Wartime in 10th. We have Good Doc in 9th, making a few inroads at the moment. Rudzi
Oh, the boss
in 8th.
the boss across the, just before Skyline.
Big J's,
Big J's hit the wall.
Oh dear. That has not gone well for him, and now he's under pressure from the boss. Oh!
And the boss has hit the wall.
Oh, they've all gone. Oh no. That's not gone well. The boss drops to 8th place, 9th place even.
A very hard place for a re-entry there.
Let's watch that all on the JSM Accounting Action replay as Big J, he lost it coming over Skyline, rejoins the track, and then on the exit,
yeah, and he was just touching the grass through McFilmy too. He had a wild ride.
Oh, but you got to feel for the boss as well, because he was just there. He just arrived on the scene, and then he just lost it all. Oh, Big J's looks like he's redressing to the boss, I think, who has dropped all the way down to 12th place. So that's some good sportsmanship from Big J there. I don't think Big J did anything wrong in that situation, but I think...
Yeah, and Greg's just purple lap, 2:14.423. He is chasing Budsy down under 1.3 seconds now, but having chased Budsy for about 15 laps on this very track, he is a very hard man to beat here. So we'll see what Greg can do.
Absolutely. Which Budsy at the moment, he's just lapping at a very liberal pace. 14.9 on the last lap compared to Greg's, who just put the hammer down, and he saved 1.5 seconds on his previous personal best. Absolutely insanity. Greg's is flying at the moment, 14.4. And he's closing that gap to Budsy. Maybe Budsy's worn out his tyres just a touch. So what do you say we jump into a APR Tyre and Fuel update there, Banker?
Absolutely, perfect timing. So with Budsy, the right front and the right rear cop the worst part here. So Budsy's around about 10% worn on the right front. And fuel, I'm just looking at that, about 70%. Greg's, his tyres are pretty much identical. Maybe the rear right is a little bit better, but his fuel, this catch-up games he's using a bit, and he's probably down to about 60%. So there's a widening gap there. I've been watching it over a couple of laps. Madrick, almost actually marginally better tyres and equal fuel with Budsy. Grovel, very similar position, but he's also sitting at about 60% fuel, a little bit more than a couple of the guys in front. Carbon Boys, 60% fuel, tyres in line with the best. Rudzi, touch more fuel used, he's about 55%. Taking really good care of his tyres actually, so that may come into play. All these guys have been on soft so far. Good Doc, similar tyres to Budsy, about 60% of fuel. Wartime, good fuel, he's just under 70%, and he is really looking after his tyres, doing a great job. Debrev, first of the medium runners, so he's sitting 67, 68% of fuel, and on mediums, and they're only worn by about 5%. So it'll be interesting to look at the lap strategy here for Debrev. Big J, tyres in line with pretty much everyone else as the norm, and fuel probably second, third best. Rainbow Socks, 60% of fuel, good tyres are in good nick. Boss, equal with the best on fuel, and he's really looking after his tyres as well. So only one runner on mediums, and we'll see how that pans out through the pit stops. If anyone wants to change, whether they run longer and get some clean air.
Thank you, Mega. As very interesting that so Debrev's the only one on the medium tyre there. So that's an interesting call. We'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. I mean, from what I hear, the softs should be able to do 10 or 11 laps, but right about this part of the race is where those mediums are going to start to come back to Dobrev.
Yeah, and his lap times aren't that much different to wartime in front, so it'll certainly be interesting. Whether he runs longer, looks after his fuel, runs longer, and then goes for a shorter stint on softs.
Greggs is still putting the hammer down, and he's closing up to Budsy. Budsy seems to have been putting in a better lap this time, but Greggs on the last lap is 14.2, which is almost qualifying pace 6 laps into this race.
And Rudsy's down to 2 tenths behind Carb, and he got a great run out of the slipstream down Conrod and through the chase.
As Greggs does a 14.9 on that last lap compared to Budsy's 14.6, so maybe doing those 2 push laps has pushed back Greggs a little bit in this race lead fight, not championship fight. We're not even into the championship yet.
Yeah, but Greggs has taken a second out of Budsy, so we'll see how Budsy reacts here. But it has been at the cost of a bit more fuel.
As these guys make their way across the top of the hill now, they've made their ascent for the 7th time tonight. Riding on board with Madrick and Grovel at the moment. This battle's still raging on. Was 4 cars earlier, but it's just dropped back to 2 as Big J and the boss have their troubles.
That's a good drive by Madrick.
Yeah,
he's been looking after his car and very consistent lap times. He's been in the 15s and just dropped into the 14 on lap 6.
And then you compare that to Grovel's lap times. He has just been plugging away at that gap. A couple of tenths a lap. Now he might be able to make a move
we could have
over
a move
the next
here,
couple of laps or so.
Rudsy and Carbon Boy. Rudsy's got a big draft here.
Ooh, it is close between these two. Oh, as Rudsy takes the inside line through the chase. Can they go side by side? They can. Carbon Boy tries to keep the nose in. Oh, not quite close enough. But Rudsy is going to take that move. That's a brilliant move from Rudsy. Catch that on the JSM accounting action replay.
And the Bathurst specialist, Good Doc, he's right in on this. He's just closed up around about a second.
What a move from Rudsy. You love to see it. Round the outside of Carbon Boy. That's a brilliant move from Rudsy to get himself up into 5th place there.
And Good Doc just did his personal best, 14.9, once he got sight of 5th and 6th in front of him. He's on the chase.
Absolutely.
And Carbon's quickest through his quickest time through sector 1, so a little bit of a toe up the hill.
Into the cutting. But it looks like Rudsy's just getting the better of Carbon Boy a touch here. Just a couple of tenths here, a couple of tenths there.
Yeah, the tyres are just at the stage you get that weave through the fast corners.
Oh, good dog. Oh, big slide there. And he hits the wall on the exit of the Forest Elbow. Have a look on the
He
JSX
got away without
replay.
any damage. Yeah, he has been pushing that front right in his bid to catch up with the two guys in front. It's probably, well, not probably, it is worst on track at the moment. So
So we join our leaders as Budsy has put the hammer down. And he set a 14.2. And what has gone on without us knowing is that Big J has set the fastest lap of the race, a 14.1 for Big J.
yeah, and we did miss it, but Greg's put in a 2:16.1, which is, yeah, pretty much 1.8. Actually, it's nearly 2 seconds off the times he was circulating.
Yeah, so big mistake for Greg's there. And that drops him within under 5 seconds to Madrick and Grovel behind. Which those two also didn't have great laps on that last lap, 16.6. So maybe it's just everybody. Everybody's suffering a little bit in terms of pace.
Yeah, you're getting in that bottom 40% of tyres, so it doesn't take much just to a little bit of oversteer or miss your entry point on a corner. But yeah, and that just tears the time up. You
Absolutely.
can already see there's even the leader there rolling off the throttle through my filming now, so definitely that front right is causing some issues.
Which now the question is, where does Dobrev come into this equation? Because he's currently 6 seconds off the back of Wartime, who seems to be just plugging away at it.
Well, looking at his tyre wear, he probably won't. There's a good chance he won't change tyres. If he doesn't, it's a at least 6 seconds in the pit benefit. That said, he will still have to run home on, getting into the bottom part of the wear factor for the mediums. But at the same token, the soft runners will be back into this position, by about lap 17 anyway, 17, 18.
Yeah, so Budsy's really put the hammer down now, and 3.7 that gap to Greg's. Let's have a look. What's this lap time going to be for Greg's? Another 16, where Budsy yet to have a 16. So Budsy peels into the pits. He's the first to make the call. Now, Willie, what's he going to slap on? Will he go softs or the mediums? That's going to be crucial.
And it is a longer stint, so what's that, 12 laps?
Yeah, it should be 12 laps. Lap 9 to 21. Let's have a look. What's he's pulled into the pits. Let's see what he's going to put on the car. Can't tell just yet. We'll just keep an eye out. See if we can catch as he comes out of the pits. So the fuel save is going to come into this a lot as well, as we've halved it for this race. So they're only going to get... Oh, he's put a lot of fuel in, actually.
Yeah, he's gone 100%, yeah.
And he has put on softs once again. So he believes he can get them home from here. So trying to get that undercut done. So we'll see what happens. Budsy out.
There's a fair chance
seconds.
too at the others. The ones in front of him doing 16s, there's a fair chance the undercut might play off for him here.
Yeah, but then he'll have to deal with them at the end, which might cause some issues.
As his tyres run off, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. Just a few things to think about in the strategy of this race.
Let's see what the leaders do. Budsy's put that lead out now to nearly 4.6 seconds. And
Grovel
would
and Madrick.
have a couple of laps left in his front right.
Grovel and Madrick are about half a second apart on track at the moment. Seems like nobody else is blinking at lap 10. So far just Rudzy to pull the pit. It looks like somebody has pit. That is Good Doc in 6th place.
Yeah, we should see them not taking on. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if a few roll the fuel dice here and take on a lower fuel load. Because what do we lap? Pretty much at the halfway mark. And a lot of coming in around that 19-20%.
Few witness marks on that black light Renault, the headlight smash there on Good Doc's car. So lap 11, I'd imagine this is where we see the most people in, because I don't think you want to be staying out there for too much longer than this.
Yeah, Good Doc's put in 88, so this is where we could see a few pick up 5 or 6 seconds through just running the fuel numbers tight and with the benefit of their fuel saves.
Absolutely.
So Budsy's sitting at about 15% fuel. Greg's is on the fuel light, so around here I think he's maybe good for 1 lap, although he might pull the pin this one and be safe. Madrick has got the best fuel of the two in front of him, so he's sitting close.
Madrick's under a lot of pressure from Grovel though.
From Grovel.
Side by side, but
And he's
Grovel's
got
going to
him.
breeze on by. Wow.
Must have been a great exit out of Forest Elbow.
Absolutely. Maybe Madrick hitting the wall on the exit potentially, just stunting his
Budsy's
attack.
there. Budsy's in, Greg's is in, Grovel's in, Madrick's in.
So Greg's has used a lot of fuel. He might even be in danger of losing the position of Madrick here if he's not careful. Carnboy's also used a lot of fuel.
I think he will. It will be close.
Gap at 6 seconds and I mean 3% fuel per second. I'm not going to bother doing the maths, but it looks about 5 seconds roughly.
It's Sunday, aren't it?
Uh-huh.
So
Wartime will take the lead of the
go?
race as well. So what's Debrev's fuel looking like? How much longer can he go on?
Budsy's at 85 fuel. Debrev he's sitting at about 15% fuel, and his tyres maybe 15% on the front right. So he could technically not change. So it'll be interesting just how he and Wartime go here. Ironically, Wartime and Debrev's fuel load looks identical.
So look at this, Madrick has come out ahead of Greg's. That's very interesting. And Grovel has come out behind them 3 seconds astray, and Rudzy back into things as well. Him and Carbon Boy basically attached at the hip here.
Not sure what happened there with Greg's.
Well. I think he just didn't have enough fuel. He just used too much fuel and then lost it all in the pits.
The timing sorted itself. Yeah, it's only 0.5. It was showing on mine as 17 seconds.
Oh.
Gap. But no, it's all right. It's all fixed itself. But he's straight back into it.
Looking to get by Madrick sooner rather than later.
But it's given Budsy a great break. 8 seconds. He's picked up 3 seconds in that stop. He fell to 85 from memory. So with his fuel save and if he's fueled a bit lower than the others, it's been a great time gain. Yep, Debrev's in.
So that's an interesting call from Debrev, because he probably could have gone around again, but maybe he just trusts that those softs are going to grip up for him. And he can ride those softs till the end of the race. Only 9 laps to go.
Will he change tyres? No. Oh yeah, yeah. That was weird.
Wartime holds to leave the race yet to pit.
Formula One, a hand touching the car and no one else touched the wheels.
So is Wartime still on the softs?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And they must be absolutely shredded by now.
Yeah, not too bad, but definitely he will be in this lap. Otherwise, he probably won't make it up Mountain Straight for fuel.
Fair enough. Yeah, Budsy opens that gap to 10 seconds as we've missed that. So Greggs has gone past Maverick and Grovel into the mix now as well.
And we've got Carbon sitting 8 tenths back from Rudsey. And Good Docs 5 tenths behind that. So there's a couple of battles here for the top 8.
Yeah, things starting to get spicy. As Maverick has Maverick and Greggs must have had an incident or something, because Grovel was 4 seconds behind these guys, and now right into... Oh!
Maverick's hit the wall and around.
They've all gone
and
wrong.
Grovel as well.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Grovel's a bit of a passenger there. That's a really hard part of the track if anything goes wrong for a driver.
And I think Carbon Boy's been held up in that as well, because Good Doc's made his way up to 6th place. So that's all gone wrong for Maverick and Rudsey. I think it was just Maverick losing the rear end there. So let's have a look. So they came through McPhillamy and over Skyline. So Maverick loses the rear end through the S's, overcorrects, and then Rudsey runs into him. And then Good Doc next to arrive on the scene. No, so I'm confused. What's happened to Carboy? Carboy has dropped a long way back from these guys. I thought he was up with them, but apparently not. As Wartime finally pits on lap 13 of the race. So he'll be able to chuck on some softs and he'll be absolutely flying till the end. But what that does mean is that Budsy has some clean air and he's 13 seconds ahead of Greggs at the moment. Before we have a 4-car battle pack right here. Rudsey has made his way up into 3rd place. A lap ago, he was nowhere near the podium, but now he's staring at a 3rd place finish.
And Good Doc's got eyes on that podium as well.
Absolutely. Maverick and Good Doc, they're neck and neck at the moment. 3 tenths between them, bumper to bumper as they head up the hill towards the cutting. Which Good Doc, he was last on lap 1. And he's coming back, and there's still 7 laps left.
He's certainly trying. He was a bit loose through there.
Pushing the car as he has been the entire way so far. We've seen him have a few moments, even hitting the wall at Forest Elbow. There's witness marks on the headlights there. Through McPhillamy and into Skyline. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. I love that shot as they come over Skyline. Through the dipper now. Oh! Good Doc is sideways through every corner.
Yeah, he's leaving nothing off the table here.
And now Maverick is closing back up to Rudsey.
I think a little bit of a clip of the wall there.
Yeah, I don't think you can get any closer to that wall. Down Conrod now. Here's Maverick close enough to make a move. 3 tenths. That gap is just going to start going down, down, down. 2.5. into the chase. Is he going to be close enough? He might be. Can he throw a move? Makes Rudsey go defensive, but the gap doesn't quite open up.
He might get a run here down to the corner pit straight.
Yeah, absolutely, into Murray's. Rudsey compromised because he went defensive into the chase. And now Maverick tries down the outside. Doesn't open up for him. He's going to have to try another way another time.
Oh, Rudsey defensive again on the inside.
Look at this. Oh, the gap. Just about one car
Oh, great
width for
exit
Maverick
out
to
for
put his
Maverick.
nose. Oh, look at this, the switchback. He's going to have to duck back in for slipstream now. Pulls to the outside. Up towards
The hard
Griffiths.
side.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't quite get enough oomph in a straight line for Maverick. He looks to the inside now. It's covered. Looks to the outside. Rudsey covers it off beautifully as they enter Griffiths for the 15th time of this 21-lap race. Up the
And have a
hill
look
now.
behind Maverick.
Oh, Good Doc's involved as well. Look at this.
1/10.
Oh, through the cutting, up the hill now. Look at Good Doc still squirming about in that Tyre Power Renault. Past the tree, into Reed Park, and over down the grate. As Rudsey's edged a bit of a gap as they come through McPhillamy Park now. Things opening up just a little bit of breathing room for Rudsey, I should say. It was going to happen at some point. Rudsey Budsey. Error number 1.
It'd be interesting in the chat. What are your predictions for third place?
So at the moment we've got Budsey and Rudsey both on the podium. But down the hill though, Rudsey's left a little bit scarce there as he's lost half a second. And now Maverick looking to come back at him. Down Conrod. 3.5 tenths the gap between these two.
Just
3
getting in the
tenths
draft now.
Will he be close enough this time? 2.5, 2 tenths. Rudsey, oh, covers it off nicely. But once again, having to go defensive, he's not going to have the best run out of the corner. And now Maverick has to choose a side into Murray's. He's shown the outside line again. I'm getting deja vu. Look at this. Once again, things closing up. Just that little bit tighter. The battle reaching a climax. Good Doc waiting in the wings. Anything happens, he's going to pounce. Oh, Good Doc is drifting it through every corner. He's having a lot of fun in this, Megane.
And guys, just from a technical aspect, at this end of pit lane or in the comms box, there's a bit of an electrical storm happening, so fingers crossed.
Maverick goes the outside line again, where Rudsey shows him. He's going to take the bait, and he's not going to be able to get it done through Griffins. But now Good Doc, closer and closer and closer. Look at this. This is a spectacular racing through the cutting for the 16th time.
And this is bringing Carbon Boy back. He's picked up about 7 tenths just in the duration from the start-finish line.
Good Doc looking for a way past. Oh!
Ooh, clip the wall.
That leaves him exposed, but there's no way past for Good Doc. Over the grade and into McPhillamy now. Over Skyline and through the S's. Looked like Maverick almost lost it under brakes down through Skyline as well. Oh, Good Doc, oh my goodness! Huge knee slapper through the dipper and into the elbow. He's lost half a second, but he's just lucky to be pointing in the right direction, I feel. Down Conrod, once again. Maverick is closer than he's been to Rudsey the last few times. What's going to happen here?
And there's 1.5 seconds between 6th and 8th at the moment.
Oh my goodness, look at the cars as they fly over the top of the hill. Maverick looks to the inside, they're side by side, he makes the gap through the chase. Under brakes, we see Rudsey almost on the grass, and Maverick slides up
huge move around the outside.
Third place. Wow, this is absolutely spectacular racing, and Rudsey has to concede, and he falls to 4th place. Let's have a look at that on the JSM action replay. As it opens up for him, Rudsey didn't want him to take it, and he gave him as much room as was required, and then almost onto the grass. Look at Rudsey. Maverick sweeps around the outside at the chase and gets the move done. Spectacular fashion. That was an age-old battle. Spectacular scrap between those two. And Good Doc's made a mistake and he's fallen back into the clutches of Carbon Boy and Big J here. This could spell danger for these three.
Oh, Good Doc's a bit wide there.
And now Carbon Boy gets up alongside. Yes,
That's
he does.
that change in camber.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, Good Dog comes back at him. Gets it done through the cutting. Spectacular stuff. Slides himself back up into P5. It's all going down now. We see 4 cars here, 3 cars ahead. Oh my goodness. Extraordinary racing. Absolutely nothing in it. This can be anyone's. And the podium's still not over either. Rudsey. Oh, Rudsey back into 3rd place ahead of Maverick. What's happened here? Oh my goodness. 2 3-car battle packs about to form into a 6-car battle pack. Look at this as Carbon Boy slow through the dipper. I just don't know what to keep my eyes on at the moment. Oh, as Big J looks down the inside of Carbon Boy at the elbow. Gap doesn't open up.
And they're all at the stage. The tyres are just getting into that mid-range where they've had a bit of wear and they're certainly starting to slip.
Absolutely. 4 and a bit laps to go here on the mountain.
Big J, I think it's got carbon.
Oh, he looks to the outside this time. Onto the grass.
Not much track.
Can Carbon Boy sweep around the outside? Look at this. Deep under brakes. That's brilliant defense from Carbon Boy. Oh my goodness.
Well done.
Oh, he's done well there to hold that position. But now Big J's
good to see the racing room between them.
Absolutely. Big J looks to the outside again. Carbon Boy cuts it off.
And that's brought Grovel up within 4 tenths.
Oh my goodness, look at this battle. This is extraordinary racing. Carbon Boy, 2.5 tenths ahead of Big J at the moment. He has no slipstream from the Good Doc ahead. So now, what's he going to choose? Is he going to force Big J to the outside? He definitely is, as far right as he can be there. And now, Big J takes the bait. Carbon Boy comes across, and he's going to try and force him out. But Big J is going to sweep around the outside, and he runs too deep. And now Carbon Boy is going to get up by, and Grovel tries to get an overlap as well, but can't quite get it done before the cutting. Oh my goodness, this is far from over. Look at this. Absolutely incredible scrap racing from these guys.
Yeah, they're certainly throwing the dice down.
Through the grate, across the top now, into McPhillamy. Big J not letting Carbon Boy go. 3 and a bit tenths between these guys. Over Skyline, through the S's now. He is sniffing the exhaust fumes coming out the back of that Renault. Smells a bit like him again.
A little bit loose there, so this will position for an exit out of Griffin's. Sorry, not Griffin's.
Good Doc. Manages to hold on to it. Huge slide from Good Doc. But now Carbon Boy under a lot of pressure from Big J once again. Big J is going to have the run straight away as soon as they're onto the Conrod straight. It's just a drag race down towards the chase at the moment. And it looks like Big J is going to get enough ahead. Can Carbon Boy fire back? I think he will. No, can't quite get enough overlap.
Oh, Big J is a little bit wide there.
Oh, look at this for racing. As Carbon Boy, is he going to try something into Murray's? No, he's sensible about it. But now Big J can be eyes forward once again. He can aim for Good Dog.
Hear those tyres protesting through there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Budsy's been able to hold his lead by about nearly 14 seconds. He's doing that quite well and has been conserving his car, and same with Greg's behind him. So no mistakes. Those 2 positions shouldn't change. with only a few handful of laps to go.
3 to go on the clock. Round
And
Griffiths.
Rudsey's doing a good job cementing that third place, out to about 1.5 seconds. A little bit less fuel than the guys in front, but should be enough to get home. Madrick behind him is on better tyres, so, and a little bit better fuel, so he still has a chance here. A couple of 1 or 2 good laps pick up.
Madrick is absolutely struggling as Good Doc is closing up. 4 tenths between those guys at the moment. And for Good Doc, the good news is that he's also bridging a further gap to Big J behind. Out to 2.7 for him now. Oh, who's that that's gone off as wartime into the grass at McPhillamy Park? As we're right
personal
on
best
board.
through that sector for Good Doc.
So we're right on board with wartime. See what happened here over the grate. Into McPhillamy Park. What happened? Oh, he just didn't grip up for him. That right tyre causing more issues for him. And yeah, eventually finds the gravel trap at McPhillamy Park. As Good Doc drops back to about a second behind Madrick, and Big J on an absolute charge. Unfortunately for us, things just starting to space out that little bit.
Yeah, I think they're starting to watch that laps remaining on the fuel gauge.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, in that first stint, we saw a lot of variation in the amount of fuel that guys were using. And how that translates to this second stint, it really depends on how much they put in at the stop or how much they want to push the car.
Yeah, there'll be I mean, if you're going to save now for any sort of tilt on the last lap, this is it. But just quickly in those, probably Big J is the one that's a bit tighter than the others for fuel by a reasonable margin. So it'll be interesting to see if he can maintain the rage here.
Well, there's only a lap and a half to go. How many of these guys are on the light? That's the big question.
None yet. Yeah, none
Nobody
yet.
on the light. I'd imagine there'll be a few getting close though.
Good Doc's pulled 6 tenths out of Madrick. 4 tenths. Oh, Madrick's on the grass again and into the wall just
huge
before
accident
Skyline
for
over
Madrick.
McPhillamy.
Oh god, that's a terrible spot to get stuck. Oh my goodness. That has not gone well for Madrick. Let's have a look. Into McPhillamy Park, and we just saw the wide angle of it and onto the grass, and all overcorrects into the wall, and lucky to not get collected by the Good Doc there and anyone else coming behind him trying to get through Skyline. But wow, that's a huge accident for Madrick,
Yeah,
and he drops down the order.
That's a very fast turn edge from McPhillamy Park, and it puts a lot of pressure on that right side of the car. And
Absolutely.
probably no one's running with better than 20% on that front right at the moment.
Yep. So here's the big question. So Rudsey was the first to pit on lap 9, and now he's sitting pretty in P3. Look at this.
But he's just hit the fuel light.
1 lap
And
to go.
so's Good Doc behind him. So they'll get home on this.
Carbon Boy isn't done with Big J yet either. 6 tenths the gap between them. Is it going to finish this way? Nobody knows. Just 6.2 kilometres around motorsporting heaven.
Yeah, Budsy's inked his lead out to 15.5 seconds. Great drive.
It looks like Rudsey's going to be able to hold on to P3 at the moment, barring any major error. But has he done enough to conserve his tyres? I think that's the big question. The rate that Good Doc's catching him, it's not going to be enough with 1 lap to go.
I think 5, 6 and 7 are still open here.
Absolutely.
Grobble's looking very racy at only 4/10 back.
It is far from over.
And there's thunder and lightning everywhere, so hopefully this lap goes really quick. Not on the stream, of course, but
As Carbon Boy is setting personal best sectors on the last lap of the race. He doesn't want to lose this position to Grovel, and he wants to keep. He wants to have a chance at a move of Big J as well, but I don't think he's going to get it. He's outside of
Big J had a good exit out of there.
And Good Dog might be under pressure as well from Big J. But I think Carbon Boy, he doesn't have the slipstream from Big J, so he's basically a sitting duck here. Is Grovel able to get close enough to get a move done? As we have a look to Budsy, who rounds the final corner,
He's
takes
just
P1.
in the draft now. Yeah, Budsy's cross. Great win there. Greg's coming down into Hell Corner. Not Hell Corner,
Grovel
Murray's.
can't quite get enough. Greg's is going to finish P2. Rudsey will take P3. An extraordinary drive from Rudsey. We have Budsy and Rudsey on the podium. And it will be Good Dog who comes home in P4.
Fumes. He was on both of them, Good Dog
fifth.
and Rudsey on Fumes.
Carbon Boy
Yeah.
6th, Grovel 7th, Wartime in 8th, will be Madrick in 9th. What could have been for Madrick, some witness marks on the front of that car. Dobrev in 10th, went the alternate strategy, and he didn't finish too far off, to be fair. The boss.
Yeah, these
and
guys
Rainbow
did really
Socks.
really well planning their fuel. Not one of the top 8, top 9 would have got a third of the way up Mountain Straight
Yeah.
with what was left.
As the Boss and Rainbow Socks racing right down to the final corner. And they will come to finish this race. P11 and P12.
And only just on 3/10 between them.
Absolutely.
finish.
Well, that was a race. Absolutely extraordinary stuff from everybody out on track. I don't think we had a major incident in that race. We had a couple, but nothing due to poor driving. It was all just casualties to the mountain, let's say. So let's have a look at the race results for the last pre-season race of Season 10. Budsy takes P1. Greg's there in second place, and Rudsey completes the podium. Good Doc in fourth. Big J in fifth with the fastest lap. A 13.3? What on earth? When did that happen?
I'm not sure. I think it might have been just after that pit stop when he went out on 85% fuel. That's where he caused the damage.
That lap
Fresh
is half a
tyres.
second quicker than pole position. What a lap from Big J. Carbon Boy there in 6th place. Grovel in 7th. Wartime in 8th. Madrick 9th. The Brev 10th. The Boss 11th. And Rainbow Socks finishes the race in 12th. So, I think the next question is, who is your driver of the day, Banker?
My driver of the day is toss up at great drive by Budsy, but I really did like how Rudsey put that car on the podium, and also a great drive by Greg's. But he drove a consistent race. He was quick, and he fought off quite a few challenges in all that to get that podium spot. And really the next 4 or 5 drivers, kudos to them as well, because it's not often you see a race with battle packs where there's a couple of tenths between people fighting positions, especially around a track like Bathurst. So, but yeah, mine would be Rudsey. I'd have to have a quick look in the comments. Yeah, we've got Mr. Budcrack for Rudsey, and I think that's it so far in the comments.
Yeah, so make sure to throw your drive of the day votes down below. I think Rudsey's going to get my honourable mention, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Good Doc. He was last place on lap 1, and he came back to take P4. That's just a brilliant drive from Good Doc. Great recovery. So Good Doc's going to get my drive of the day this evening.
Yep. So the audience has it. It's your call, guys, and we've got 16 likes there, but don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Very important to Sector 1.
Absolutely. So thanks for everybody for coming out this evening. Nice to see lots of people in the chat and watching the broadcast. I think we had 32 people tonight, which is great numbers. So thanks for coming out, everybody. We wouldn't be able to do it without all the viewers, all the team owners, all the drivers, everybody that comes out to support the stream. So thank you for doing that for us. And I don't think we've got anything else to say before we sign things off. This is the last you will see of us until the 9th of February, where we will kick off Season 10 with the Autodromo Lago Maggiore East Course Mega Sprint. So we'll have all 4 divisions kicking off the season on the 9th of February. So it should be a great race. That one, 25-minute sprints for each division. Everybody gets out on track, and I'm just looking so forward to it. Should be a spectacular night of racing.
Look, Season 10 is going to be an absolute cracker with the calibre of drivers in each division. And in this car that promotes such close racing, it could be the best yet.
Absolutely. I mean, every division is absolutely stacked this season. We had a very extensive pre-season for Season 10 just because we didn't know what to do with all the drivers. I mean, there's so many people. Anyone, pretty much the top 10 out of that field could be placed into Div 3. But of course, you got to split them down the middle, and you got to choose 14 to go in Div 3 and 14 to go in Div 4. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll release those divisions or racing groups in the coming weeks. I believe that's what we will be calling them. We're ditching the divisions. It'll just be Category 1, Category 2, Group A and Group B, just to keep things simple. So yeah, we'll be releasing those in the coming weeks so that everybody knows which group they'll be racing in for the season start on the 9th of February. But for now, yeah, we'll just sign things off, and we should have heaps of YouTube Shorts content coming out after this race, because there's so much that can go into it. So, anything else to say before we sign things off tonight, Banker?
No, all good for me. I'll have to get off shortly, just in case something goes wrong with the power.
All good. All right, thanks everybody for coming out. That's Lenosas and the Banker signing things off for the Season 10 pre-season. We'll catch you all next time we are live. Goodbye.
Cheers, everyone.